All right, water signs. I need to do a water sign reading. I haven't done one. And here we are. So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All right, here we go. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We're going to start with Cancer. I'll put timestamps on so you guys don't have to look for it yourselves and view it however you want. I've known readers that were are very strict about how they don't want any timestamps in. They want you to watch the whole thing. Like, okay, you got to honor people's time, you know. Okay, here we go. Cancer, 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 Cancer. Messages for Cancer, Creator. Messages for Cancer. Messages for Cancer. This is going to be a 4-card spread. You versus your person. Could even be you versus yourself. Oh, interesting. Oh. Oh. Ho, ho. Okay. So whatever's going on here, okay, the Hanged Man in reverse. So somebody's clear. Somebody's made their sacrifice. They are some sort of prophecy. There may be, it's kind of strong though. I don't feel like it's a prophecy, but I feel like somebody had made their own mind up about you, or maybe you about them, but somebody made their mind up about somebody else. We have a King of Swords here, somebody who is very clear, very skilled communicator, very grounded also too. Very balanced. This person's very balanced also too. But they've got their sword up. There's some sort of maybe a boundary. They're making a boundary about something, and it's going against the Queen of Wands here. She's facing away from the Queen of Swords, or the King of Swords. So she's still facing us, but her face is turned away, and the King of Swords is over there. So she's kind of like, interesting. King of Swords, Queen of Wands, and then the dynamics between you is the King of Pentacles upright. So between the dynamics in the relationship, or one of you is aware of the other person that is very skilled. They are skilled in whatever they're doing. They've mastered, they're in some sort of mastery. Maybe you're both acknowledging mastery in each other in your own fields. I'm feeling that's what it is. You're sort of seeing each other's mastery. You're a master in your own making of in a certain area, and they're acknowledging you. You're a master in your own field. Two totally different fields. I don't feel it's the same field. I feel like you're both. It's interesting though, because the Queen of Wands here, and if this is all you, I feel like there's still been some sort of boundary. Maybe it's a boundary you're making with yourself. But someone's walking away, and what's not known is that someone's walking away. They're leaving something behind. And if this is just you, there's something in your unconscious you're not aware of that needs to be let go of. It needs to be left behind. Something. I feel like you know what this is, or you have an inkling of what it is. Like it's yes, yes, yes. I'll get there when I get there. Like, just leave me alone, you know. Fair enough, man. I get it. But the Queen of Wands here, this is interesting energy, very interesting energy. There's some sort of a defense. The King of Swords is protecting himself or themselves. Whoever the King of Swords is here, somebody very clear, very direct. Oh, clear and direct. This is wolf energy. This is wolf energy. Someone is a wolf. They have the wolf totem. very direct, very clear. And the Queen of Wands here with the cat at her feet, somebody very feline, very, I'm feeling very sexual. Yeah, there's lions at her feet here, and there's lions above her, like very regal. Someone's very regal. There's a regalness about them. If this is all you, you're defensive about something and somebody is aware that you are regal. There's somebody aware that you are a master in some way. You are aware that you are a master in some way. Somebody is seeing you as a master, but they're also seeing you as someone very regal. The Queen of Wands is also the feminine aspect of the magician. So you could have tapped into your shamanic capacity and whatever that means. Let's not get airy-fairy. Just because you've got shamanic medicine in you does not mean you have to be a healer. You can be a shaman and be a mechanic. You can be a shaman and be a janitor. You can be a shaman and be a banker, a financial advisor, a ski instructor, an artist, a writer. You can be a shaman and be a carpet cleaner, like whatever, man, a cook, a baker, a chef. It doesn't mean you have to be a healer. It just means you have a different way. You have a much deeper way of unfolding your work, of doing your work. It's connected. It doesn't have to be woo-woo and like all airy-fairy and, you know, it's just a very uniqueness, something that is very uniquely yours, but it stands out in some way. It stands out. It's not just your normal run-of-the-mill. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I take clarifiers and sometimes I don't. Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, you're putting your sword up. Someone is defensive about something because they're smelling deception. They're smelling deception. We've got 2 of Swords in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 3 of Swords in reverse. There's something that somebody can see deception in something. They can see, I feel like they've tried and tested someone else's method and it's just left them working harder than they've ever worked in their entire life with no results at all. And there's nothing but delays and obstacles. Someone is pissed off about it. That could be part of the way it is. Maybe you're starting a new job, a new career. There's going to be obstacles and delays. It takes time to develop new relationships with people. You're trying to do business with that takes time. But someone's annoyed about it. I feel like, yeah, whatever this King of Swords is in, he's already growing within a garden that's already thriving. I'm seeing the trees around him at the base of his feet. So he's already growing a garden that is growing. This King of Swords already has irons in the fire and it's bringing a fruition. It's bringing a return. It's bringing a return, but there's something here you're dealing with, you or somebody else, but something that someone is dealing with where you see the deception. There's some sort of a deception, a falsity. You feel like it's falsy. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's definitely what you're seeing here. I'm feeling like it is, though. I'm feeling like it's... But it could be projection too. It could be projection. That's why it's a mixture. I'm feeling it's a mixture of both among all the viewers here. There's a mixture of both. That's why I can't pin this down. But whatever this is, it's yes, you've had to work harder than you've had to work in your entire life, but it's put the roots, it's like overturned the order of your soul in some way. It's overturned some sort of order with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the roots are now over your head, and the upper dimensions is now at your feet. It's going to, you're realizing it's going to cost you your connection to the upper realm. The upper realm is going to be, sacred and profane. Like it's sacred and profane. Like what is sacred is going to be made profane, like under you. In order you to come into some sort of a new venture of some kind. I feel like it's out of alignment with you, or it's some sort of an assault on your senses, because there's like delay, apprehension, obstacles over obstacles after obstacles here. But that could be part of what it is here. On this side here, we've got the Queen of Wands here. I mean, this could be all you too. I'm feeling in some ways it is all you, and yet it's you and somebody else. So there's like layered messages here. Yeah, you kind of feel you're dealing with somebody who's very self-absorbed, and you're turned away. Okay, yes, if this is all you, you're turned away from the King of Swords part of you, because you kind of know there's a part of you that is aware with the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles here. You kind of know, like, I got this, don't worry. Yeah, it's a lot of work, it's hard work. Yes, it's a new, I'm hearing like new industry, new endeavor, or some sort of a new project, something. You're aware it's going to take time. You're aware that there's an investment that you have to make in time, energy, education, financial investment, all of it. You're aware of all that. You're aware of how much it takes time, but I feel like you love the challenge. I feel like you're up for the challenge. This is interesting because it's kind of showing me you know, here we go. Everybody sees something differently. If you take the same house and you put 4 different people at 4 different directions of the house, and they only know that part of the house. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's, you ask for a report of the house from all 4 people. They're going to give you a different report, even though they're all talking about the same house. Okay, it's the same thing here. It's the same thing. You're dealing with an endeavorer, but there's different parts of you minding different areas of the endeavorer, different areas of the challenge, different areas of the work. Yes, that makes perfect sense. So your Queen of Wands here is totally like, that's why she's looking away from the King of Swords. That's why. That's why the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands within you or within someone here is looking away from the King of Swords. It's just like, oh, don't worry, like, oh, here they go with their drama and how hard it all is, or something like that. And I feel like you're even talking about a part of yourself. Like, it's not like you're mocking a part of yourself, but you're acknowledging it. It is hard work. Yes, it is. It is hard work, but you're just allowing yourself to have its moment and have its expression, sort of a thing. But you're not feeding it like, oh, I know it's so hard. Like, you're not feeding it. You're like looking away. Like, okay, you mind your own challenges over there. Yes, have your moment. I'm over here very much enjoying. You're in your element, man. You're in your element. You're very much enjoying it. It's hard work. You know it's hard work, but you're enjoying it. It's a challenge you are happy to take on. At the same time, while you're taking it on, you're moving forward methodically, efficiently. You're smart with your energy. You know exactly where to put it, how to put it, when to put it. And if you don't know, you learn. You know, there's we have the internet now. There's you know, there's a lot to learn from. And if you can't access it, you may find somebody who can and find you answers. But with the King of Wands here in reverse, You're dealing also with somebody who is self-absorbed. Maybe this is a part of yourself. Maybe you're aware you're very much focused in your own life, but you also are aware that you can't always, yes, this is, oh, interesting, very interesting, because this is why the Empress energy and the Knight of Pentacles is looking away from the King of Wands in yourself, because I feel like whatever this is, the King of Wands in reverse, it's like somebody who's very self-absorbed, and you're not, you could become very like self-absorbed and kind of grandiose about yourself, because I feel like you're very accomplished. I feel like whatever you're doing, you have many irons in the fire. You're very accomplished. You're not, you haven't spent your entire life, like I saw, like, no offense to anybody out there, I saw a video short of McDonald's commemorating one of their employees they've had for like 45 years. And it was this like elderly woman that's been there for like 45 years at the same McDonald's for 45 years. Like that's commitment. Like, holy shit, that's commitment. That's incredible. But I feel like that's not you. I feel like you're not somebody that has been in the same field for 45 years. Whatever you've done, you may be in the same field, but you're also at the same time doing this and doing something else and doing something else. You have many irons in the fire. Whatever your 45-year career is, I feel like that's part of your foundation that allows you to branch out and take the energy that you gain from your foundation and distribute it into new areas. You are smart. You are smart. You were very smart. You are not, you're not a child, that's for sure. You don't approach whatever you're working with as a child. What is the Knight of the King of Pentacles creator? What is the King of Pentacles? You don't approach yourself or what you're working on with immature eyes. I feel like you've had those experiences, you've learned by them, and you don't let that part of you take the wheel, especially now, especially when it's critical. Oh man, exactly. You've learned. You've learned. Okay, King of Pentacles creator, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Yes, the Five of Wands in reverse, the Two of Wands upright, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So yes, whatever you have done, you are mastering something in your life, an area of your life. You have some sort of balance in your life. Also acceptance. There's no more inner conflict about a certain endeavor or whatever this is. Even if there is inner conflict, you're aware of the conflict going on inside of you and you're allowing it be. It's going to work itself out. Yeah, it's kind of like you tell these archetypes that are working, these universal energies that are working in your life, call me when you need me. In the meantime, I'm going to be focusing on over here. You know, like, you're very smart. You're very aware of how to trust the different layers of your psyche. You're aware that they're all at work. You acknowledge them. You've learned about the psyche. You've learned about the different layers of the psyche and what their jobs are, what their vibrations are. And you're aware of the work that goes on in those layers, and you don't fuck with it anymore. You don't see yourself the way you used to. Like, I love this reading. I love this reading. This is beautiful. So you have acceptance. Because of what you've come through with the challenges you've had to come through, that you now have acceptance about, you've now made peace with yourself about this. You have an incredible perspective of the world that you are going out into. You're very smart. You're very successful. Inwardly, you're very, very sound. You have a sound mind, a very sound mind. You're very, very connected. And whatever you have done, this inner peace and you're aware of the world is going to absolutely improve your life, improve your finances, heal your finances, improve your finances. I feel like you may even have had a time when you felt like you were beyond redemption, but everything changed. Social conditions changed while you were working hard on yourself. All of a sudden, social conditions are different. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay. So we've got the Two of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Empress again, the Tower again, and the Four of Cups in reverse. The only card that's in reverse is the Four of Cups. Holy smoke. So whatever this is, you are not aware. There's something in your unconscious that you're going to be letting go of, that you're aware that you're not aware of it, because this is the unconscious energy. This is the part of the reading that you're not aware of. You or somebody else that you're with is not aware of this. But I feel like this is you. For those of you where you're dealing with the Queen of Wands energy, yeah, I feel like this person is very creative. They're looking straight at you. They're looking straight at you, but they're not aware of their own self-absorbed nature. That's what this is. They're not aware of it. They're looking at you. They're not minding the store. What I mean by that is they're not aware of how they buy and sell. They're not aware of their relationship to power. They're not aware of how they impose that power either covertly or overtly on others. They're just not aware of that part of themselves yet. They have not. That's a much more subtler energy. They're not aware of the subtle energies. They're aware. See, that's just it, man. Like, we can talk about being healers and being all these things. If you can only see the surface energy and the surface images and the obvious telltale signs that there's something needs to be dealt with, okay. But if that's all you can see, you can't come into the more subtler energies. That's what quantum physics is all about, is about highlighting the subtle energies. Okay, these are the energies that the gurus spoke of, that the masters know. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And that's what she's not aware of, is subtle energies that are at work in herself or themselves. I say her because it's a Queen of Wands. It could be a man. That they're not aware of their self-absorbed, subtler, self-absorbed nature, and how that may be affecting. See, because whoever you are and you're dealing with this person, you're aware there's some sort of deception, there's some sort of manipulation, there's something's off. And the obstacles and the delays you've had to go through while you're answering someone's you're following a certain prescription. You're following someone's, like a business prescription or someone else's prescription of how they're telling you of how it all is, and you're following along with it, but it's not working for you. And they're like, oh, it's working for me. It's worked for me. And you're like, is it? Is it? Doesn't really look like it, like it's, I feel like that's what you can see this King of Wands in reverse, but whoever you're dealing with here is not aware of it. They're turned away from you, not taking you seriously. I feel like this person diminishes you in their eyes. This is for someone totally different now. Like, as I'm saying, I'm reading the cards as if it's all you. And then I'm also seeing a message come out of the cards as if it's you and somebody else. And that could all be true. It could all be for one person also too. It could be all you and whatever you're dealing with within somebody else. But for the unconscious energies. There's the Two of Swords. So whatever this is, you have developed your inner samurai energy. You have developed your inner samurai. Developing your inner samurai is, to me, telling me that you are very much plugged into the subtler energies. Yes, and if you haven't, you're being asked to develop a relationship with your unconscious, but I'm feeling like you pretty much do. But somebody here, there's a decision with this walking away and having to leave something behind. You will have to make a decision. But it's not going to be hard. It's going to be a decision that puts you on the path of your heart and aligns you with your Empress energy. Puts you on the path of your heart and aligns you with your Empress energy. It's going to come as a tower, though. It may be a negative experience for somebody else, but this tower, I'm feeling, is almost like a breakdown of beliefs. Like you're not willing to sacrifice your happiness and your peace for some sort of an illusion that someone's trying to sell you. That's what I'm seeing here. Oh, those are confirmation burps. Yes, and whatever you do, you trust yourself and it's going to bring you happiness. Allow you to choose happiness, choose yourself, choose happiness and self-acceptance. Because whatever you're doing, you're going to be walking away from it right now. Maybe you'll come back to it later on. I don't know, but I'm feeling for right now, it's going to give you happiness, groundedness. It's going to help you. It's going to help you it's going to help you solidify, deepen, and enrich your relationship to yourself. Because I feel like you already have the answer. You already know the answer. Maybe you've already walked away from this, you know, and this is the outcome of this. You've made the decision. It was a very hard decision, but ultimately it lands you in self-acceptance and a lot of happiness. Okay, the demonic energy is Bune. This is number 26. This corresponds to judgment. Oh, Venus, Leo, and the Nine of Wands. It's the Nine of Fire, the Nine of Wands. Ooh, Venus. Yeah, Venus, Leo, and the Nine of Fire. Ooh, you are resilient. You are resilient. Holy smoke. You don't mess around, man. You don't mess around, that's for sure. Yeah, I just want to let some of you know, I want to let you guys know that when I work with they're bringing this in, they're asking me to tell you this. For those of you that are interested in working with the Goetia, like the Goetia has to do with the 72 angels and the 72 demons of the Shem HaMephoresh operation that King Solomon built the first temple. He built part of the temple by day and part of the temple by night. I believe these are both archetypal day and archetypal night. Building the temple when things are clear, when things are illuminated, you know what to do, you know how to move ahead. Then building the temple by night. Maybe there is social conflict. Maybe they're in the middle of a war. Things are not clear. It's dark. The consciousness is dark. It's not illuminated. It's not a time of favorable time to build in the dark. So maybe it's a time of war. when King Solomon tapped into the lower dimensions, into the demonic. The way I understand this is through looking at the berserkers with the Vikings and the Norse religions and how they tapped into, and every religion has their own kind of berserkers. You know, that's what shapeshifters are. They're the healers of the tribe. They're also warriors also too. They can, that's why they wore the skins of the animal, the wolves, the birds, the whatever it is, even like a deer, a big antelope and big antlers, you know. I used to dream of I don't know why they're asking me to bring this in, but I'm going to bring it in, of an old, it was strange. It was in my dream. It was like I was looking at a faded photograph, but I was in it. I was there. And I was looking at, he was standing on a mountain. It was on a mountainside, and you could see the mountain ascending up behind him. And he was standing on it, and this mountain was behind him. I couldn't see the top of it because it kept going up, 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 up. But he was almost like at the base or halfway up or however. And he had this wolf head or a bear. It was either a bear or a wolf. I feels like it was like a wolf head. But I feel bear too. Maybe it was both. It was like, it looked like both. That, and it hung down the back of his back. And he would just stare at me. He would just stare at me with these closed mouth and just look at me. And not menacing or directly or intensely or confrontational, but just looking at me. It was a strange dream. I remember it even still makes me feel odd. Okay. Judgments. So clarity, Leo. So illuminated. You've got judgment. Why is this of a lower dimension? Why is this? We'll find that out in a minute. Oh, jeez. Okay, which one, the top or bottom? The bottom. All right. Ilahea, the high priestess. Oh, beautiful, the high priestess. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Yeah, and I also wanted to say I was trying a different form of reading, and I was showing the cards also too. I tip my hat to some of the readers that can or have the technological savviness to do that kind of recording. It was very, very difficult. But I'm new at it, so it'll be difficult at the start. Okay, number 26. Okay, Bune. The resource alchemist. Oh, interesting. The resource alchemist. Whatever you're going up against here, whatever you're involved in, you're aware of how hard it is. Yes, you're aware you're in the midst, like up to your waist or your chest, and work and hard work, but you're moving through it. There's a part of you that loves it. There's a part of you that loves it. For somebody else here, you've started some sort of a project that you're not sure. You're aware it's hard work. It's going to take time. You know it's going to take time, but you're still not happy about it's just how much you've had to invest in it. You're worried about having a return of your investment. And whoever you're dealing with is looking at you like you are their investment, like they're invested in you. But I feel like I said, there's some sort of a self-absorption here. So the resource alchemist, transformation of value, wealth, and exchange. Yes, there's some sort of a transformation, a transformation of wealth, value, and exchange. Yeah, you're not settling for less anymore, and you're not doing all the work anymore either. The fluid, so this lower dimensional energy is in this relationship and in this energy to help you train yourself into fluid relationship, to having a fluid relationship with your resources and your abundance. Maybe you're somebody that's come out of a lot of poverty. Maybe you were among a marginalized people. You were told you had nothing to offer when you are an ocean of resources. I feel like, yes, for some of you, that's true. Whatever collective you were in, the collective was not tuned into the subtler energies within themselves. Therefore, they couldn't see the resources you hold. Yes, and you've left these people behind. You've said, fine, goodbye, see you later. We're not hanging out anymore ever again. Have a nice life. In order for you to make your relationship fluid with your resources, you've had to confront your financial fears, absolutely, because these are your resources. So this, in order to understand the abundance you hold, you've had to go up against, you've had to work through your relationship, your fears with your financial fears, survival trauma, power through your resources. When you do see yourself powerful, how do you hold yourself? Are you higher than everybody, more superior than everybody? Do you feel like you're in service of others then, because you have so much resources? You know, that's a true leader right there. Or material fixation. Are you more like, okay, look how much this can buy me? Are you like, where are you at? I feel like you've had to confront these. Some were heavier than others. Some were thicker and more developed of the entanglements, how these can kind of trip you up. And that's natural. Whatever you've had to come into here, it required a refinement of you. And you were willing to do the work. The symbolic initiation of this energy in this relationship that you're in, you're being initiated to learning to let value circulate rather than stagnate. So whatever's going on, yes, you're in the midst of a challenge. You're walking away from it for now. For some of you, this may be permanent. For others of you, this is only temporary. It's maybe for 6 months, maybe a year. You need to walk away. You've got other irons in the fire. It's not time. Whatever this is, I feel like it's like, it needs more time to like be formed in spirit. What happens in the physical is first birthed in the spirit. I feel like you've invested a lot of your soul into this, but it's like it needs more time. It needs more time. In the ether, in the astral, in yourself, in your body, in your soul, whatever's going on, it needs more time. I allow now the mantra of this lower dimensional, what you're being like initiated into in this endeavor that you're involved in with yourself or with somebody else. I allow value to flow and transform. And a force within you addresses how you give, receive, and transform resources, material or emotional. A force within you addresses how you give, receive, and transform resources, material or emotional. I feel like in some ways you're an overgiver. And maybe you've had to be an overgiver in order to secure your role in where you were. I feel like, it's true. Some people's paths are harder than others. That's just how it is. But you know what? The people who have the harder lives and have to suffer more, they're more likely to awaken than those that haven't had to suffer. The movie, even though I think it's a Marvel, it's based off of Marvel, but they're bringing in the movie Split. Brilliant performance by the actor who could play all of the different roles. Like, just what a brilliant shapeshifter. Holy smoke. But the girl in it, I can't remember her name, but the star of the movie, she suffered. And that's what that's what protected her in the end from being ripped apart by this guy's most severe personality called the Beast or something like that. It was like, holy smoke. But all the people that hadn't suffered were like sacrificed, were killed because they were not worthy. They didn't suffer. That's kind of twisted, you know, of course, because he's twisted, you know. Okay, where are we now here? This is number 44. Number 44, master number 44. 42, 43, and 44. La la haya. So this corresponds to the strength and the Seven of Swords. Ooh. And the High Priestess also too. So this card governs strategic courage, encourages disciplined effort, protects against impulsive aggression, supports tactical intelligence, and strengthens focused will. Strike with precision. Oh, strike with precision. Yellow. Ilahaya initiates the soul into mastered force. This angel teaches that power becomes effective only when guided by strategy and restraint. This angel teaches that power becomes effective only when guided by strategy and restraint. Exactly. So this is the long game. Whatever you are in, you are having to, this is brilliant. So yeah, it makes sense that you're walking away temporarily. It makes sense that you're walking away from somebody. You're showing restraint. You're not being messy or violent or psychologically loud about it. You're just doing what serves you. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Scorpio. So there is some sort of a spiritual initiation unfolding in your life. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, oh, of course, baby. The Two of Swords and the Five of Wands in reverse. So, Two of Swords, having to make a decision, but you know you're the inner samurai. You've got the inner samurai developed in you. The water's calm behind you. You're developing spiritual instinct. You have self-esteem, and you've reached a level of self-acceptance. Accepting differences between you and somebody else, you and whatever else you were dealing with. You're seeing the differences there, but there's some sort of a spiritual initiation unfolding in your life, Scorpio. Scorpio. All right, here we go, man. Oh, I just want to cut the cards real quick. All right. Okay, Creator, let's have it. Lay it on us now. Come on now. Get these out of the way. So we've got the Two of Wands, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, the Page of Cups upright, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Swords upright, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, this is definitely you versus somebody else. And maybe the dynamics what you're going through with somebody else. Yes, this is some sort of initiation. Oh my gosh, what's on the bottom of the deck? The Three of Wands in reverse. So, not only are you one hell of a force to be reckoned with, because you are, but you've had to go through some kind of obstacles and delays in getting to where you are. But it's part of an initiation. It's like going from water into wine. Water is the uninitiated. Water is people that have not been initiated inward. They have not had the required suffering to wake up, to come inward. They're still outward. They're comfortable outward in the herd. They're comfortable in the herd mind. Awakening ruptures that. Awakening comes with a level of suffering, a deep level of suffering. Okay? This isn't elementary, okay? It's really not. It's really not. Why do some people awaken and others don't? You know, okay, they're asking me to bring this in. It's a little twisted, but I'm going to bring it in anyway. The movie Split with, I can't remember who the actor's name is. But anyway, yes, this came in another reading too. Why does this keep coming in these readings, Scorpio? But basically, the girl who stars in the movie, she's one of my favorite actresses, but I don't know her name. And Anya Taylor-Joy, she's the star, and James McAvoy, he is the antagonist, and the protagonist is Anya Taylor-Joy. Beautiful, beautiful movie, a powerful movie. I hope that James McAvoy won like an award because he did such an amazing job. But basically the movie is about awakening. It's about suffering. It's about experiencing the necessary measure of time in Chronos to come into Kairos. This is astrological language. This is language of the soul. A lot of young people don't know this, but it is knowledge that is coming back. So young people hopefully are tapping into this. But a lot of people my age and older don't know this either. So unless you're already involved in certain circles. Okay, so whatever's happening here has to do with awakening. You are leaving home. We got the Two of Wands here. What I'm seeing here is you're leaving home after rebuilding. You've been dismantling. You've dismantled something. And you made the necessary, you knew it was go time. It was go time. You were clear. You were incredibly clear because you retrieved the answers that you needed. But somebody else you were dealing with is not. They are vengeful. They are pissed off. They're not finished with self-deception. Therefore, they're not finished with deceiving you. And they lack discernment. Seven of Cups in reverse. They lack the discernment that is required. Truly, man. Truly. Okay. What is the Two of Wands, creator? What is the Two of Wands? The Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You're leaving a paradigm that you've known for a long time because you've released yourself from some sort of inner prison, inner hell, inner torment, something like that, but you've come to the bottom of it. What is the Three of Pentacles in reverse, creator? What is the Three of Pentacles in reverse? Very interesting reading, you guys. Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Magician. Absolutely. You tapping into the Magi within you, your shamanic capacity. There's a very deep intuitive part of yourself that knows how to guide yourself through this situation. So whatever you're doing, you're tapping into something, the part of you that knows, the wise one that knows, that lives within your heart. So you look, yeah, you follow your heart, but you take your brain with you too. That's what makes you an exceptionally powerful shaman, an exceptionally powered magician. When I say shaman, please don't buy into the bias. Just because we say shaman, it doesn't mean you have to be a healer. It means you're tapping into the magician energy, the magician energy. Actually, for some people, they're saying in some circles, the word magician is replacing the word shaman. It's like, you know, because we're entering into the changing of the zodiac signs. And with that is a changing of consciousness, a changing of how we navigate language, how we employ language. Things change meaning, you know, look at the gods. We've changed the meanings of the gods. Look at the Romans and the Greeks, you know, and look at us now. Like it's... What do I say when I say now? We've taken prayer out of school. Religions are collapsing. Like, yeah, we're redefining everything. We have to re-breathe meaning into everything. What is any of the religious texts that holds something, some value to you? That's what you have to hang on to, is the value. The religious mechanics that exist within the group, that's what's dissolving. So there you go. Whatever your values are within it, hang on to that. Yeah, you've paid with this. You're clear about what your next step is to do. You're very clear. You got a lot of clarity. The magician part of you that is leading you through this. There's a part of you that is you're trusting on, you're leaning back on a part of you that is very aware, very conscious at a much deeper level, that is guiding you through a dismantling process as you're leaving home. You're leaving a paradigm you've known for a long time. You're leaving, entering into new covenant with you, with the deepest part of yourself, new contract, new agreement, new. I'm seeing you like shaking hands, like with yourself, like it's a new agreement. There's a new connection established with the deeper part of yourself. With this, you know what to do. You're exactly clear. You are leaving you're changing trajectory. It's like you're leaving the herd. It's like you've come out of the herd mind. You're coming out of the herd mind. Whatever you have had to carry, the suffering, whatever you have suffered through, it was a conflict that was set in stone. There is a spiral embedded in a stone here. Like it was put in there when the rock was still soft and still not yet cooled from the magma, and the spiral was put into that, meaning this was like permanent. This was an unhealable wound. That's okay. There's Chiron here too. There's Chiron. Whatever this was, you're able to move forward in it, not despite it, but through it. You carry it with you. You carry the unhealed wound with you. You don't step over it and leave it behind. That's impossible. It's a part of you. Wherever you go in the world, there you are. Like we carry us with us wherever we go. So you kind of are already like aware of that, Scorpio. Of course you are. You're Scorpio. You're deep. So you know you're going to be carrying this with you anyway, but some sort of a clarity you've had. What is with this? Tell us more about this, please, Creator. No, this one. Okay. Tell us more about the Eight of Swords in reverse. What happened here? How did Scorpio get out of this inner hell? What was the clarity about? Tell us about the clarity, because we love the magician energy, but we want some more about the Eight of Swords in reverse and Scorpio leaving behind. Okay, one more, please. The Queen of Pentacles upright. Please, one more. What does this mean, Creator? What does this mean? Tell us more about the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles upright. Please tell us more. The Fool. Because you knew you made a bad investment. You are somebody who is wealthy in resources. You have a lot of resources. I feel like the breakthrough was you realizing that you were looking to somebody else for answers, that there was a slow turning around, and you turning around and seeing yourself. And that's what I'm feeling the release is you were looking to the tribe for answers. You've reached a level, a culmination of your experiences. You've reached a point in your maturity now where you have developed wisdom, you have depth, you have time behind you, years, experience. It's time you trust yourself. And that's what this is. It was like a breaking point here. There was some sort of a breaking point here where you slowly turned around and saw yourself and the vast amount of resources you have. The tomb is the womb. That's what they're saying. The tomb is the womb. So in some ways, this was some sort of you coming out of a tomb. The tomb being a part of yourself that has not yet been breathed life into because you were still among the herd. There was a part of you that is now ready to stand up as an individual within you, you connecting with the clarity within you. They're bringing Lazarus in again. This came into like another reading. When Lazarus emerged from the tomb, it took everything in him to hear the voice. My sheep know my voice, meaning the sheep, meaning the people in the herd. The people in the herd. They're sheep until we're sheep until we're called. When we answer the call, now we are individuals. Okay? When you are awake, you cannot stay a sheep. It's impossible. You now become the lion. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm hearing Lambert. It doesn't mean you abandon the herd and you hate the herd. You're just no longer, you're now remembering your wild nature. Your wild, your true, the enchrysted, the Buddha, the like awakened one. The awakened one is not domesticated. Yes, you have the domestication within you, but it doesn't mean that that's what leads you through life. Like you're led by your heart. Very, very wild. So yes, you're aware you have the, oh, that's beautiful. You have the resources you need. You do. You hold them. That's what woke you up and when you turned around and saw you, and you were realizing and aware that you don't need the herd for where you're going, for what you're looking for, the answers that you're looking for. You hold them. And what released you out of a prison was the end of a contract. I'm seeing a contract dissolving between you and the herd under a specific agreement, and that's what's dissolving is the agreement that the herd will always know more than you, the agreement that the herd will always have the answers that you yourself cannot ever attain. That's not true. There are some answers that you need that the herd will never be able to answer for you, ever. Okay, so I'm feeling whatever you're reaching in for is one of those dimensions that the herd cannot answer. Only when people in the herd go through this process and become individuals, then they can answer this, but they're no longer a sheep. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now they're a lion. Now they are the sovereign one. They are now the sovereign one, which is Leo. I'm not saying this is like Leo energy, but that's just how it is. That's how the zodiac is. Okay, so yes, beautiful, beautiful. So whatever this is, the culmination, you're coming down, the clarity, you know exactly what to do, and you're leaving this behind. You are like rising up out of the tomb. When Lazarus left the tomb, it took everything in him to let go of the darkness, to let go of, when I say darkness, I'm talking about the herd mind. Carl Jung says there is nothing lower than the group mind, nothing lower. Okay, the group mind, you get into hive mind. Everybody wants to it's going to get a little bit violent here, but everyone wants to stomp somebody to death or humiliate somebody else, and how everybody gets on board with that. It takes one person who is awake in the group to say, hey, that's not, what the hell are you guys doing? And all of a sudden people are like, oh shit, yeah, okay, sorry. And everyone starts to back up and realize and scatter, yeah, anyway, okay. Okay, thank you, Creator. What is the Page of Cups? What are the answers now? You've got the answers. You are clear. You are clear because you have the answers. The Page of Cups with the fish in the cup. You've been to the depths of yourself to get the food that is required, that is going to sustain you on your journey, that is going to sustain you forward. I'm feeling like part of your journey is moving through. Maybe this is part of you too, a part of yourself that is a little bit vengeful. Hey man, we got to be honest about that. Like Ram Dass says, we all have to live with our own horror. That's all of us. But a person that is not integrated and been initiated into their high priestess energy cannot have a conversation with that part of themselves. They just can't. To them, it's fucking death. It's only the good. only the love, only the flowery, only the positive. Do you see what I'm saying? They only live on one side of the universe. They're not balanced. Too much. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say, unless this is going to go to parts of occulta. Okay, I'm not saying anymore. What is the Page of Cups creator? Page of Cups, please. Page of Cups. Page of Cups, please. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. What is the Page of Cups? Oh, vertigo, vertigo. Oh, for some reason, they keep bringing back Split and what happened to her as a child. So I don't know if that's coming into the reading, but I certainly got a hell of a lot of vertigo thinking about that in terms of what this is also too. So whatever you've had to do, you are one hell of a survivor. You are one hell of a survivor. Whatever you had to face into, whatever you carry within you, you know, we all, to whom much is given, much is required. And we are required to suffer to come into awakening. That's how it is. You're not esteemed with knowledge. We're not esteemed with knowledge that we don't earn. That's just not that's just not the way it is, you know. Okay, Eight of Cups. Yeah, so you already know, you have the knowledge you have that lets you walk away. This is knowledge you have. For some of you, okay, I have to bring this into the reading. They're asking me to bring this in. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody. I mean, it could be reading my energy if I have left my adoptive family in order to connect with what is truly me. My adoptive family, I don't know how they feel about it. I assume they're angry at me and I am like irrational or all these things, but they don't understand. They didn't live the life I lived. They lived in my relationship, but from their perspective. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say here, I'm going to change decks here. This is multicultural. Whatever this is, there's some sort of multiculturalism, and that's what you have to go through here. Yes, because I'm like, okay, so why are these cards here? Part of this, yes, you're dealing with a group of people that are vengeful. They're pissed off. They're even jealous of you, like a little bit. I think you were even told this when you were younger. You would bring people home to your family to meet your family, and they would hear like how family spoke to you, like very harshly, very mean, very cruel, right in front of your friends. Like just they would, because it's their magnetics toward you. It really has nothing to do with you, because it's coming out of them. But whoever you brought home was paying attention. And your friends would tell you like your parents and your siblings are fucking jealous of you. Like they are jealous of you. And you're like, what? You know, and you can't even comprehend that, because I feel like you've been stomped down. I feel like whoever you are, you're a scapegoat. You've been the scapegoat. Oh, that makes sense, because that's the whole story of the lion among the herd. And the lion's already awake and he's pretending he's working as hard as he can to be a sheep. He's trying to fit in, even though he's big and he's wild and he's like all these things, but he's a clumsy sheep and he's trying to fit in as a sheep. And in some ways, the lion was probably the scapegoat in the herd until the lion woke up. You know, other lions saw him and was like, hey, come here. And they grabbed one of the sheep and slaughtered it and rammed the raw, bloody meat down the lion's throat. And the lion's like, all of a sudden, his instinct woke up. And he's like, oh, yeah. The hell am I doing? I am a lion. Like, why am I living among these people? Like these sheep, these sheeple. Why am I living among these sheeple? But that's it. I feel like you're going up against people that were jealous and obstinate of you. Maybe they don't understand what you're doing. They don't understand what you are, but it's not up for them to understand. It's up for them to understand themselves. Whatever this is, you are moving up into higher lands because of where you've been. So I feel like you're not even, because of what you've released in yourself here, the herd does not have the same power over you, and you're going to find that. I feel like it's going to be surprising to you. I feel like it's going to be surprising. Like you're going to be like, holy hell, this doesn't affect me anymore. Like I'm not. Somebody pulls into a guilt string or strums a chord in you, strikes a chord in you that used to just zzz, reverberate you in some kind of a way that was negative and had you reeling back to the herd. I feel like it's not the work you have done. You have truly released yourself from an old contract. That part of yourself that was allegiance to the herd is been released. It's transformed. It's transformed. It's been integrated in a new way into you, into a new perspective of how you are, understanding that you're the one that has the answers. You've been transformed into the lion. Because of that, you're going into new lands right in front of these people, right in front of these people. It's like Christ walking in through the midst of the herd. The herd can't do anything. He's not trying to convince anybody. The true part of you is not trying to convince anybody. You're just authentically standing up and walking through the herd. And the herd's just, all they can do is really watch you. You're not asking them to see you. You're not asking them to validate you. You're not asking them to hear you even. You know what I'm saying? You don't care. I don't care if you don't hear me. Whatever. Very interesting. Okay, so there's also a spirit of deception here within the herd mind. A spirit of deception here within the herd mind that somehow strengthens the lover's energy, your understanding of this. It's interesting because the Page of Wands here is looking right up, directly right at the Seven of Swords here. So you're looking right at a deception. You've learned from the herd. It's like a culmination of what you've learned from the herd mind. How your relationship with your past, the trauma, the betrayals, the humiliations, the fights, all the fuck yous, all of it, how it has fed and contributed to your creative energy, your sexual creative energy. You are, Scorpio, you are reaching now a place in your path where you are able to ground your visions. You're able to not only be pregnant with vision, but hold the space. Take the actions of now giving birth to that vision, which means taking the steps toward fulfillment of it. Whatever that is. The new journey, yes, you still have to live among the herd and go to work and pay your bills and put gas in the car and etc. But there's also a new version of you emerging. The lion is emerging. Sovereign, new contract with your creativity. Whatever you've come through is feeding your creativity, is the foundation, part of the foundation of how you create. You're very grounded, you're very practical. And although people around you do not have the discernment, you're in the 10 of Cups, baby. You are clear. You're in the 10 of Cups. You have connection with yourself. You are back integrated with you. That is absolutely beautiful. Stay to the end of the reading because I'm going to be pulling an angelic and a demonic card. They always tie powerfully into the reading. It is always amazing how this happens. Unless you don't want to, and that's totally fine. I am going to, in the future, start creating extended readings. But right now, I'm not. Or I might just create like another tier, you know. For a woman who has 3 careers, it's I find I don't have a lot of time anymore. Very, very busy woman. Okay. Oh, so the first card out is anointing. So with you leaving the paradigm behind, because you understand that you're the one that has the resources that can answer this question, you becoming the lion, you becoming anointing. You carry the anointing. You are sovereign. With this interesting, because you're dismantling an old world with the magician energy, but the key word with that is manifestation. So you are manifesting the dismantling. Hey, I remember knowing an artist who taught me art and destruction. And I remember it blew my mind, because at that time I was clinging to what only is good. And she was like, hey, there is like great creation of a forest fire. When lightning strikes, it creates new soil. It destroys what needs to be destroyed, but the destruction is required. It's part of the creation. And I remember that I loved it. I was like, she activated a part of my brain that I was like instantly like in love with that. Like instantly like, oh my God, I love it. Okay. With the Hanged Man in reverse, oh my gosh, and the Ten of Pentacles, the transference of energy of you leaving an old paradigm. As you are leaving an old paradigm, there's a transference of energy of your authenticity. What else? You're looking to link in, because you're leaving the group mind. You're going beyond the pale. What's beyond the pale is you. You. But as the ancient texts say, it's better to stay under the bondage of Egypt than to die out in the desert. Basically what that means is, don't go out in the desert if you're not ready to catch yourself. Yes, God is there, but God can only do so much. You have to participate. God will not violate your will in order to save you. Can you hear what I'm saying? Okay. No, I'm sorry. I've watched people drink themselves to death. I've watched people, I've watched a lot of pain that God allowed to happen. Okay. Okay, so with the transference of energy, you were leaving behind the herd mind, coming in, going beyond the pale. The transference of energy is the transference of the archetype of you, the archetype of the authentic one, the sovereign one. There's an archetype with that. And there is the transference of energy as you leave the herd. This has already happened for many of you. This is, yes, you're being initiated. You already know you are an initiate, being initiated into you. You have the knowledge that you seek. You being initiated into you is a confirmation of you leaving behind what is no longer you, what you no longer resonate with, what you no longer have resonance to, which is the herd. Yes, you'll always be in the herd, but not of the herd. Ascension, oh my God. Page of Wands, you going into higher lands. You're going up into higher lands. Ascension, you understanding the deception, you understanding the deception and how it has connected, or how it has fertilized. This was some of your harshest suffering, and it has fertilized the creative energy in you. Absolutely. Because of this, you are very protected, because you know you have a great amount of protection around you, because you know you don't lie to yourself. You don't lie to yourself. Like I said, God won't violate your will in order to save you. So if you have incredible boundaries up and you've drawn a line in the sand, like whatever, don't fuck with me, spirits are going to back that up. Okay? Yes, and that's what I mean. The lover's energy, understanding the lack of discernment of the tribe, the lack of discernment of the herd. It's not your job to like awaken them, but you're no longer hooked in it. And that's what gives you so much joy. Can we get one more key word for this, please? Leadership. You're ready for leadership, Scorpio, in whatever capacity. For those of you that resonate with this reading, you already know what this leadership is. You're already initiated into it in some way, some capacity. Okay. We have a lower dimensional knowledge card. Some knowledge from the lower realms, please, from the Goetia. Another word for Goetia is howling. You ever been through so much grief that there are no words? Like when Christ raised Lazarus from the tombs, he said, he mourned, he expressed grief that no words, there's no language for that kind of grief. All there is to weep and howl. So even Christ had to tap into the Goetia in order to tap into his grief. Okay? Scorpio, only you guys really kind of get what when I bring these cards in, you guys get it. You get it. You get it. Yeah, another word for Goetia is the howling. Okay. Which one? This one. Okay. Right in the middle. Okay, before we flip it over, there's just one there. Yep. Let's get a higher dimensional card. So so you've left the herd, you have awakened to you, you've met yourself in the desert. Like I said, there is a spiritual initiation unfolding in your life, and it is you. You have met your own sovereignty in the desert. In the desert. The desert is you. It's inside of you. It's a part of your experience. It's a part of you. It's a part of you that has to walk alone. Okay, here we go. Here they are. The Page of Wands. Interesting. Over the Page of Wands. It landed right on the Page of Wands. Well, actually, no, it didn't. I turned it over. Number 20, Person, the Three of Swords. This is the Sun, Cancer, and the Three of Air. Okay, the Sun, Cancer, and the Three of Air. Okay, number 20. Person, the Hidden Wealth Revealer. The Hidden Wealth Revealer. What did I say? That's what I mean. These cards always tie into the reading. At the end of the reading, the angelic and the demonic are right there with you. Part of your contract. The Native American, my own ancestry also says when we're born with two totems. Just like Padre Pio, an angelic and a demonic. Like it's both. There's got to be the balance. There's got to be the balance, okay? So the Hidden Wealth Revealer, like I said, you are aware that you hold the resources that you need instead of looking to the herd. Oh my gosh, thank you, Creator. So how this energy sabotaged you, how you formerly sabotaged yourself was by underestimating your worth. Scarcity consciousness, a lot of scarcity. It wasn't enough. There wasn't enough. I got to go to the herd. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Like it was totally. Now this recognition of inherent value. Yes. So whatever you've done, Scorpio, this is beautiful. Recognition of inherent value, because you've had to confront your self-doubts. You've had to confront your scarcity trauma, your under-evaluation of yourself, and productivity-based worth. So, you had to work like among the herd. You were only worth what you were able to produce. And that is really, truly a perspective among the herd, among people that really don't see inward. They don't see it. They can only see outward. They can only see, well, what do you have? What kind of car do you have? What kind of house do you have? Look at what she's wearing. It's just women, and women are more expressive like about this. Okay, seeing the treasure that was always present. Yes, baby. I recognize the value I already carry. Yes, you recognize this. A force within you reveals untapped resources and asks you to claim your inherent worth. What did I say? So you are coming out of the Eight of Swords because you have the resources you need, and you're understanding that you've made a bad investment up to this point. Maybe it wasn't in the past, but it is now. To continue investing in the herd, to look for answers that you know you carry. Okay? Thank you, Creator. All right, number 27. 12. Number 27. Oh. Irethel, the preventing god. So this corresponds to solar victory. This is the sun, the Six of Wands. It's also the Page of Wands, also too. This card is honorable success, recognition earned, confidence is restored, victory through integrity, public affirmation. Yes, you're going to come into some kind of public affirmation because you trust you. You're not... No one's helping you build this. Whatever you are building, Scorpio, no one's helping you build this. You are building this. You are standing on your own 2 feet. Nobody can sabotage it because they have a third of the market share of whatever you are doing, so they can pull out and fuck you up. Like, no, you're standing. This is 100% you. This is 100% you. Win without wounding. So win without wounding. So you've been able to win, but without having to wound others. You're very beautiful. Yarethel initiates the soul into noble success. This angel teaches that true victory elevates rather than dominates, and that leadership shines brightest when grounded in dignity. So yes, your life is about to, like I said, you are being initiated. There is some sort of unfolding going on. Your life is about to take off. It's about to take off. It's about to explode. You're being formed and prepared for some sort of leadership, Scorpio. Alrighty, my dears, I love you so much. Thank you for tuning into this reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Alrighty. Bye. Okay, Pisces. All right, Pisces. Okay. What this is telling me here, man, is that you're aware that something is off. It is absolutely 100% off. We've got the Eight of Swords upright, the Four of Cups upright, the Five of Wands upright, the Six of Cups in reverse, Judgment in reverse, the Chariot upright, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. And the card that is supporting the entire reading is the Seven of Swords. So definitely there's some sort of deception going on underneath all of it. There's some sort of deception going on. So Pisces, whatever has happened here landed someone in an Eight of Swords, either you or somebody else has landed in an Eight of Swords, kind of bound within yourself in a state of confusion, self-entrapment, some sort of self-victimization. Maybe you feel trapped in some way. Like you've been bound, like you've been restricted in some way. You've been restricted in some way. Then there's a disconnect. You're either contemplating or you're disconnecting while you're going through some sort of a conflict. But something in you lets you kind of leave it behind. Even it may not even be resolved. Maybe it is the best resolve that's going to happen out of it. But yeah, you move on ahead kind of knowing that this shifted some sort of a relationship with somebody forever. 3 more cards, please, Creator. 3 more cards, please. 3 more cards. Yeah, someone doesn't see something clearly, and someone's got successful movement forward. So whatever's going on, maybe somebody's being deceptive as they move forward. I'm not sure here. We'll see more as we move on. 2 more cards, please, Creator. 2 more cards. Yeah, okay. That is exactly. There's some sort of progress, success, progress forward, success, determination, even victory. Someone's clear while someone else isn't. 6 of Wands. Yeah, someone's clear while someone else is not clear. They cannot leave a situation. Okay, so whatever's going on here, there was some sort of a sudden message or communication that came through. Somebody rushed in communication, and it bound somebody. Somebody was either bound politically. I feel like this is politically in some way. On the bottom of the deck for the shamanic deck is the Magician. So there's some sort of shamanic energy going on here at the base, at the foundation of this reading. Even though there is deception here, when I see deception and the Magician, I see initiation. Okay, so some sort of sudden communication came through, which bound somebody. It kind of made them feel restricted, tied their hands. Made them feel trapped in some way. They disconnected. They took the path of least resistance, the fastest way out of this. They tried to find the fastest way out with the least amount of damage. Something that would benefit them in some way, and that's usually how it is. We take the path of least resistance that will hopefully be the least amount of damage to us and to somebody else. I don't feel like whoever this is means any kind of malice. I really do feel like whoever this is, Pisces, whether this is you or somebody else, is really trying to find the cleanest way through a situation. But there's some sort of conflict here because somebody has exposed a muscle. They flexed a muscle. I just heard they pulled rank. Someone pulled rank. The paradox of rank is rank is rank. Rank is rank. Like rank stinks, like in the eyes of a higher dimension, because you get ego all in there and entitlement and all this other bullshit. But either way, when you live in the world of politics and the world and on the ground, rank is what it is. You have to honor the authority, honor the hierarchy, whether you're in a bureaucratical system, family system. Everything is bureaucracy in its own sort of way, even gang members and all that. Okay, like I'm just trying to make as many different contrasts as possible to show that same foundational structure exists in all things. Even in an ant colony, there's a queen, and then there's all the people under it. Okay, the bees, all of it. Okay, but somebody is in conflict because someone flexed a muscle. Someone's in conflict. I feel like there's more than one energy overlapping here. So someone's in conflict because someone flexed a muscle. This is some sort of a worldly power, whether this is a workplace, family system. It's some sort of a system of power. Some sort of a system of power that holds power, whether it's government, whether it's a family system that holds power, friendship system that holds power. I say that as the Christ says, where 2 or more are gathered in my name, in the truth, that holds power. Even that, you can turn that upside down, where 2 or more are gathered in a lie, that holds another kind of power. Like it's all true. Okay, when people ask me what are your beliefs, I don't have any beliefs. It's all true. Okay. That's according to how I see it all. How I can't say I've experienced it all, but that's just, anyway, on to the reading here. So whatever this is, some sort of a worldly power, but somebody releases themselves. They kind of, get through this in some way. They get through it in some way, but it brings about the end of, or maybe they can't get through it. Maybe there's no easy way through this. There's no easy way through this. Heads are going to roll. There's going to be fallout. There's going to be some kind of fallout. The fallout's happening. It's kind of the disintegration of some sort of a relationship, some sort of a bond, a tie, a connection. It's the bond itself that is being allowed to disintegrate in order to, for the sake of the herd, for the sake of the group, for the sake of the initiative. Whoever this is doesn't have the skills. Yeah, they don't have the skills. Somebody lacks the skills here, Pisces, in order to navigate through a conflict, through some sort of a conflict and a disagreement. They, instead of doing it the more holistic way, they're doing it a reductionistic way. They're choosing one path of least resistance, one outcome, versus a holistic understanding where everybody's heard. They're not interested. They're not there because the person, whoever this is, lacks the skills. They don't have the skills to hold space holistically, whole. So much of the medical industry is now reductionisms. I don't know why they're bringing that into this, but okay, to show me the systems, to show us the systems, why they reduce things, like, oh, this person has cancer because they use mouthwash every day. One thing. No, it's a myriad of things. There's a holistic answer to why someone got sick. But the health industry, in order to make money off of pharmaceuticals, they have to reduce it to one thing. So then you got to take this pill, pretend this is like a box of pills. You got to take this pill for this one thing. Meanwhile, they know damn well that it's not just one thing. It's a holistic barrage of things. But that's not what makes any money, right? So here we go. So that's what I'm seeing is somebody, and I don't know if this medical industry, but it's some sort of somebody who's reducing something as to either someone's fault, blaming a scapegoat, somebody in power is maybe blaming somebody, like, well, it's their fault. Because poop rolls downhill, power rolls uphill, especially when it's in a power system. Power does not roll downhill. Power rolls uphill. That's the way systems are designed. Hierarchy, the bureaucracy. They keep bringing in bureaucracy, but this is more of a system, a workplace system, government system, family system, because those are kind of systems where power rolls upward. So whatever this is, interesting. So somebody didn't have the skills to get through a situation. Whoever they're dealing with can see that. Whoever you're dealing with, Pisces, whether you're the Pisces or maybe you're dealing with a fellow Pisces, maybe you both have strong Pisces placements, something. But somebody in this situation can see that whoever their leadership is or something doesn't have the skills required to be holistic. They can only administer to one avenue, reduce it to one, collapse it all onto one. Okay, and that's what this is. Whoever this is can see that. Therefore, they know you may blame this all on me, but I know this is not my fault. This is not because of me. This is because you lack the skills. But you don't even have language for that, nor do you care to develop it. Because it seems to be working. Nobody's questioning. No one's questioning it. This person doesn't have the capacity to even question themselves or to rein themselves in. They've never had to. They've never really had to. Maybe they have, but in situations of leadership, they just kind of go with the flow with all the rest of the leaders and how they're doing it. It's like that kind of a thing. So whatever's happening here, it's being collapsed onto one, and it is going to cost a bond, a trust, a dimension of trust is going to be compromised because of someone's lack of skills in dealing with a certain conflict or matter. because they can't see the truth. They don't see clearly. But whoever is connected to the Six of Cups in reverse, somebody else that the Pisces is dealing with is aware of this. And because the same storm that destroyed the earth delivered Noah. That's what I'm seeing here. So whatever storm this was, you have the discernment, Pisces, to see the truth. You have the discernment to see the truth. You are aware that whoever you're dealing with lacks the skills to really deal with the situation appropriately, properly, where everyone is heard. They don't have that capacity. They don't have, and probably many of the leaders they're working with don't have the capacity either. It's like they're behind. Group minds are behind the times. It's the individuals like you see on the internet that are so expanded and advanced because they're individual. You want to grow faster, go it alone. You want to go farther, go it a group. Somehow you have to figure out, or I have to figure out anyway in my own life, I can only speak for me, how to hold space for both of those, for both. Okay. So whoever this is the Empress. The Empress can see the truth. The Empress can see that whoever they're dealing with, some sort of a boss, some sort of a leader. I feel like there's more than one boss or leadership here, that whoever this Empress is, he can see that whoever they're dealing with whoever you're dealing with doesn't have the skills required so that everyone can be heard, everyone can be seen, everyone is whatever. So there you go. This Empress is aware that whoever they're dealing with doesn't see. Their filter is full of shit, is full of mud, is full of crud. They've never really cleaned out their filter. They've never really done any work on themselves. Whoever this Empress can see that, whoever they're dealing with has never purified themselves. Ooh. Because of this, the Empress is, I love this reading, you guys. Whoever this is, the Empress is very successful. The Empress himself, whoever this is, this Empress energy is using this energy to create, Oh my gosh, you're some sort of an artist that can take the two opposites of a situation that the Empress is some sort of high priestess to, can see both. And you're going to be using these energies to create, whether you're in the midst of a thing, a conflict, you can see it. Yes, it's triggering and it doesn't feel good, but in the quiet moments while you're reflecting, all of a sudden you start getting inspiration about creation that's like art and destruction. Did that come in this reading? Art and destruction. I don't know, art and destruction, like, art and destruction. There's no art without destruction. What the art created through a lightning strike, like that's some sort of destructive force, but it creates art. A forest fire, an ending, someone's death will create inspiration of art for, something's death, like art and destruction. Both are true. That's high priestess energy. Life and death. You hold the tension of the two opposites. That's who this Empress is, some sort of a high priestess energy. I'm getting very, very much. Whoever this is, yes, and whoever you are, Pisces, you're going to have a lot of success and progress forward because you're going to know how to navigate this. You know how to play dumb in amongst people that really don't know. So it's almost like... you just know how to camouflage yourself. You know how to camouflage your own consciousness. It's not that you dim your light. You just know how to navigate, because you're dealing with people that have a darker capacity. They're not dark. There's not dark people. They just have not expanded to the degree that you have. You can see that. Therefore, you have such a great sense of compassion for these people, Pisces. Like, you really do. You're incredible. You have a great sense of compassion. You navigate. Oh, geez. It's like your clarity will do nothing but violence to these people. And you know that. So you're able to just your quietness. They're not going to see you anyway. So it's kind of like you just hold your silence. Just hold your silence. Hold your silence. Steer the ship. Weather the storm. And that's how you're going to get through this. It's like Christ walking through the midst of the herd. He's not asking the herd. He's not asking for validation. You're not asking for validation here, Pisces. You're just trying to get through. You're just making your way through a very uncomfortable conflict here. And you're not asking for validation. You just want to get through with as least amount of tumult as possible. And you realize, okay, so that means I have to shut up. Because whatever I say is going to create conflict. Because whatever you say is going to light up someone else's ignorance, which is going to, oh yeah, so you know to be quiet. Because you're dealing with some sort of leadership. You're dealing with some sort of leadership. So you know to be quiet. Yes! Oh my gosh, Creator, are you kidding me? Their ignorance is your invisibility cloak. Their ignorance is your cloak of invisibility here. The 8 of Cups in reverse and the 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they don't recognize you, and that's to your benefit. That's what's saving you. That's what's protecting you, is these people don't see you clearly. They can't see you clearly because they can't see themselves clearly. They have not gone through the necessary revolution of mind to see clearly, to see the balance, to see with a balanced perspective. They don't. They see only one eye. And that's how they see the world, out of one eye. They can't see you with the other eye. They have to develop that. That's a calling that is inescapably personal, that has nothing to do with you, Pisces, and you're aware of that, and you're like, I can't, whatever this is. So the fact that they can't see you is your invisibility cloak. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to write that down just because that is such a great... Okay. All right. So whatever this is, Pisces, you have the advantage in some way. Let's pull some keywords, please, Creator. Is it 1:30? Okay. Let's have some keywords, please, Creator. Ooh, what? What? Okay. Oh, what is this? Are you serious? Okay, the plot just thickened. Okay, just with the keywords here. What the hell is this? Ooh, too many, Creator. Top one. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. Because they can't see you is your protection, is your invisibility. Oh, all right, my dears. Okay, so whatever happened here that put somebody into some sort of a bind, inner binding, trapped, self-entrapment, self-victimization because of some sort of an action that came in through something, maybe even it was about you, but whoever you're dealing with sees you as an erotic mystic Maybe they're attracted to you. Maybe they've got some sort of attraction to you. Maybe they're an erotic mystic, but I feel like maybe they see you as an erotic mystic, Pisces. But there's some sort of a disconnect here that brings someone a lot of satisfaction. Yes, I feel like it's you, Pisces, who was the erotic mystic, because you're aware of this. You're aware that somebody is disconnecting and sacrificing their connection to you in order to protect themselves. You're totally aware of this. Because of this, you have the illumination. You are very much aware of this. There's some sort of a conflict going on. Somebody, you flexed a muscle, but yet you're able to get through this. You're very mysterious. Whoever you're dealing with, and the natural law is unfolding in this too in some way. Like whatever's happening here is going to serve you in some way, even though it feels like somebody is like on purpose making you the scapegoat in some sort of a thing. It's going to serve you in some way. Yeah, whoever you are, you're very, very independent. Whoever this is couldn't get through. Like I said, they sort of sacrificed their relationship to you in order to get through a situation. And I feel like they have a lot of influence. They have a lot of influence to the people around them, but they don't influence you. They do not have influence over you. That is so interesting. You are too awake. I feel like whoever one of these leaders is, they do not like dealing with you because you are too awake. You're too clear. Walking into you is like walking into the bright sun. They're just like, glasses, my eyes. Like they're so attuned to the dark. Because you are so full of wisdom. You know this person does not like dealing with you because of your wisdom, because you know this is what gives you the progress forward. You're aware of this. You have the advantage here. Oh my God, you totally have the advantage here. And because you're pretending you don't know and that these people have more power over you, it gives them a sense of power while you're just, you're, oh God, you're not, how do I say this? You're not condescending toward them, but I'm seeing like someone like a monk here that knows they're dealing with a very ignorant king. So they have to or queen, maybe both. And the monk is like esteeming them, knowing these people don't have the vision or the capacity to see at these heights. The monk is up here, but they're dealing with leaders that are down here. So the monk has to provide provision, even if the monk is going to be held accountable for something because the king and queen don't have the capacity to see or the skills to deal with powers at these levels. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? And you're this monk, and so you're providing provision, knowing they can't see you, and that is your invisibility cloak. That's what protects you. That's what protects your clarity, your success forward, your progress, gives you a hell of a lot of joy. And the fact that they don't see you, you are free to carry on and continue manifesting because they don't see you. Whatever you're doing and whatever you're creating for yourself, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to finish this off, Pisces, with the story by Caroline Myss. She tells this story in some of her online lectures of when she went through a riot. And she was asked, I'm going to tell the story as I'm shuffling for a lower demonic card. There was a riot that broke out somewhere, and Caroline was a publisher, and she was phoned and asked to go down. There was police in the hospital. They're in a clinic getting help. There's firemen there. You need to go down there and cover the story, but don't go through First Street. I don't know what street it was, but I'll just say First Street, because if you go down through First Street, you'll be going down into the heart of a riot. Caroline Myss had never been to a riot. She had no idea. So while she's driving down there, she's seeing like these people grabbing onto a street light and shaking it back and forth in the street light. She thought she was all these people everywhere, and she ends up driving right down First Street. And she's like, all these people, the streets are full of people. She's thinking she's in a parade. She had never been to like a riot. She had no idea what was going on. She sees these guys grabbing a traffic light and the traffic light swaying back and forth. And she's like, well, that doesn't look right. Like the way a parade would look. Then then there's all these others start violence and stuff. And that's when she clues in, oh, I'm in the riot. Like, oh my God, I'm in the riot. And she was at a traffic light and there was a cab driver behind her. This is the point of the story. There was guys headed toward her car. They had like, they were carrying a chain and something else, and they were coming toward her car. Once the light clued in that she was in the middle of the riot, she just said, get me out of here right now. Like, get me out of here. These guys had laid their hand on her car and they were about to start shaking her car. All of a sudden they got thrown back as if they were electrocuted. When she prayed and said, get me out of here, these guys got thrown back as if they were like electrocuted. The traffic light turned, the cars parted. She was able to get the hell out of there. Like, boom. The universe responded to her. She said she has no doubt when she prays, she knows she's going to get an answer. Boom. She said when she tells the story, when she looked in her rearview mirror, these guys went after the car that was behind her. They shattered the windshield. The glass went into the face of the cab driver. She feels for that cab driver every time she tells the story, and I pray for that cab driver right now, Creator. That's what I mean. They couldn't see her. It was like they went for her car, but boom, because she prayed, they didn't chase after her car. They went for the next car. It was like they couldn't even see her. Whoever was trying to, whatever happened, they were disoriented. That's the way an invisibility cloak acts. Invisibility cloak, Harry Potter, it's correct. And an invisibility cloak is a real thing. And it's not that it makes you invisible, is that it puts you into a light of obscurity relative to whoever you're dealing with. And that's what you have around you. This is your protection. This is in your best interest. Oh, what a story. Okay. Lower dimensional card, please, Creator. Lower dimensional card, please. Lower dimensional card. Lower dimensional card, please. Right there. Ooh, is this Aureus? Stolas. An owl. Stolas. And a higher dimensional card. This is number 36. It corresponds to the 10 of Cups. Oh, invisibility, Stolas. You see in the dark. You're aware you are in the midst of someone's darkness. They can't see. You're aware they can't see. It is working to your benefit. They can't see. Like Caroline Myss in the midst of the parade, she wasn't doing any harm. She's just trying to get through. That's like you're just trying to get through a situation. You are protected. That's what I mean. The angels and demonic cards always come through the reading in a way that is so profound. Higher dimensional card, please, Creator. Higher dimensional card, please. Okay, this is Jupiter. Thank you, Creator. Jupiter, and the one that's face up is Veulia, the 5 of Cups. Okay. King, God, King, and Ruler. Prosperity, destruction of the enemy, and deliverance from bondage. Like I said, the same storm that, I don't know if I said that in this reading or a different one, but the same storm that destroyed the earth delivered Noah. Whatever storm this was, may have destroyed certain bonds, maybe your bonds with another person. There's a reason for that, so trust it. This is protecting you. This is what is acting in your protection. You're being delivered from something. The storm has delivered you. even though it was destructive. It was like art and destruction. There was some sort of destruction. It was in service of your growth. In service of your growth. Okay, 36. Stolas, the cosmic observer. Oh, Pisces, the cosmic observer. Pattern recognition and higher perspective. What did I say? You're the monk up here dealing with the king and queen down here. Detachment, intellectual escape from feelings. So that can be sometimes how this can trip you up sometimes. I feel like you know this of yourself, and you don't get tangled up in that anymore. You don't get tangled up. I don't know if you can see the owl. There, okay. So you're being trained through this situation here is perspective grounded in embodiment. You know you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have the skills that you yourself have. You can't even bring this language into this situation. You don't have the rank, like your rank, like I feel like you don't have the rank even though you are up here. Maybe you are just an employee or just a subordinate, but whoever you are, you have the work you have done on yourself surpasses whoever you are dealing with. I feel like whoever you're dealing with kind of knows that too. They can feel that. You're very intelligent. You're very intelligent. So with this invisibility cloak over you, whatever you have over you, avoidance through analysis. So you've had to confront in yourself your avoidance through analysis, rather like analyzing a thing rather than just dealing with it within yourself and how it makes you feel. You've had to confront that. You've had to go through that. You've had to go through your own emotional distancing. You've had to go through your watcher roles and your observing, keeping yourself detached. There was always like a detachment and abstraction over humanity. Abstraction over humanity. Like, yes, because you do have some sort of a higher capacity. You are very much in a higher plane of perspective. Seeing the whole while remaining present in the body. That's exactly right. You can see the whole of the situation and you're told to just shh. Okay. Yes, they're saying the star Uranus and Aquarius. So the star Uranus and Aquarius is also energy that is present here. This is also Jupiter, Virgo, and the 10 of Cups. So Jupiter and Virgo. So Jupiter is like an amplifier, like holy smoke. And Virgo is the virgin. She's the mother, the nurturing one. So whatever you are, yes, as the monk, kind of being a nurturing overseer, even though you're in a place of underneath this king and queen, your spiritual position is a place of authority over them. You know this, they know this, but no one's saying it. No one's saying it. I see the pattern and I remain present. A force within you invites higher perspective while asking you to stay emotionally embodied. Yes. So whatever this is serving you. That's why you're being asked to stay emotionally present in this, is to see that whatever this is actually to your benefit. This is your protection. Okay, the 5 of Cups, number 43. Number 43. 43. Veulia, God, King, and Ruler. So this corresponds to death and the 6 of Wands. Oh, so there is some sort of a death that is coming out of this. Some sort of a death that is divine. It is divinely happening under divine timing. It is written. It is written. It is appointed. God, your higher soul, and God has determined this would happen at this time. This is what's happening. This is in your benefit. This is to your victory. This is to your success. This is to your benefit. This card means liberation is achieved. That's what I said. You've liberated yourself. Liberation is achieved. Transformation is rewarded. Moral elevation. Victory after struggle. Freedom is regained. Ha ha! Rise beyond the bind. Rise beyond the bind. And that's exactly what you did, baby. Starting with the card of the Eight of Swords. You rose above the bind. You rose above the binding. There was some sort of binding that came in that bound you or somebody else. Someone was bound. Someone was bound and they tried to bind you. You were blamed for this, and you were able to see like they really don't see, like they really don't see. So you're like, okay. So you realize the binds aren't even binds. Like it's almost like, but you don't, you have to almost have to hold the rope in place. Like, oh, I'm still bound. I'm still bound, you know, to let them. Oh my gosh. Like, Veulia initiates the soul into earned freedom, Pisces. This angel teaches that true ascension follows endurance, integrity, and willingness to release what binds. So you released it. You pretend to uphold it for the sake of whoever you're dealing with, but the fact that you can see the truth is what released you out of it. You have to keep that part of yourself quiet now. Just shh. Let them think they have control. Let them, the fact that they can't see you is what is your protection. All right, Pisces, you guys, I love it. You guys have a beautiful day, and that's the end of the reading. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Bye.